puzzles like a dream. Hands are moving light and quick, got our tricks and perfect flicks. Every corner piece fits tight, speed puzzlers, we own the night. Puzzle mania fills the room, hearts racing, we feel the zoom. Victory is almost near, speed and fun, we have no fear. Puzzle pieces like a storm, shapes and edges we transform. Patterns forming under stress, speed puzzling at our best. Every second counts today. Focus sharp, don't drift away. Lost in pieces we unite, building worlds with all our might. Whispers humming in the air, laughing, dancing without care. From the chaos, order springs, puzzles solved in joyful flings. Pieces flying in the air, clock is ticking, no time to spare. Colors blend into the scene, solving puzzles like a dream. Hands are moving light and quick, got our tricks and perfect flicks. Every corner piece fits tight, speed puzzlers, we own the night. Puzzle mania fills the room, hearts racing, we feel the zoom. Victory is almost near, speed and fun, we have no fear. Puzzle pieces like a storm, shapes and edges we transform. Patterns forming under stress, speed puzzling at our best. Every second counts today. Focus sharp, don't drift away. Lost in pieces we unite, building worlds with all our might. Whispers humming in the air, laughing, dancing without care. From the chaos, order springs, puzzles solved in joyful flings. Pieces flying in the air, clock is ticking, no time to spare. Colors blend into the scene, solving puzzles like a dream. Hands are moving light and quick, got our tricks and perfect flicks. Every corner piece fits tight, speed puzzlers, we own the night. Puzzle mania fills the room, hearts racing, we feel the zoom. Victory is almost near, speed and fun, we have no fear. Puzzle pieces like a storm, shapes and edges we transform. Patterns forming under stress, speed puzzling at our best. today. Focus sharp, don't drift away. Lost in pieces, we unite, building worlds with all our might. Whispers humming in the air, laughing, dancing without care. From the chaos, order springs, puzzles solved in joyful flings. Pieces flying in the air, clock is ticking, no time to spare. Colors blend into the scene, solving puzzles like a dream. Hands are moving light and quick, got our tricks and perfect flicks. Every corner piece fits tight, speed puzzlers, we own the night. Puzzle mania fills the room, hearts racing, we feel the zoom. Victory is almost near, speed and fun, we have no fear. Puzzle pieces like a storm, shapes and edges we transform. Patterns forming under stress, speed puzzling at our best. Every second counts today. Focus sharp, don't drift away. Lost in pieces, we unite, building worlds with all our might.
Hi everybody and welcome to tonight's competition. Can you give me a wave if you can hear me all right?
Yes.
All right. Hello. Great. I was talking with my mic off. Great. Yeah, welcome to our 50 plus competition today. And yeah, great to see you, all of you here. And yeah, I have a guest host for the first time today, Ewan, who's joining us from Germany.
Hello.
Hi. Yeah, so hang on just a moment. Oops. Yeah, so we picked a theme today which has a lot, which you have a lot of background in, and I think it's a really good perspective. And yeah, would you like to share what the theme is for tonight's competition?
Yeah, sure. I chose team puzzling as a theme because this is probably the thing that I'm most excited about when it comes to speed puzzling. Because I have a team and we've been puzzling together for 2 years now. And yeah, for me personally, this is always the most fun aspect. And when we go to competitions, this is the one that I look forward to the most. So yeah, I'm also happy to hear from everyone else what their experience with team puzzling is, if it's just similar for them, or if most people are focused on the individual puzzling. Because I feel like when it comes to the competitive aspect of puzzling, the solo puzzling is still more, let's say, serious than the team puzzling. But I feel like also on the team side of things, there can be there can be certain things that are very much interesting and fun when it comes to strategies and such. So yeah, excited to talk about that topic.
Yeah. For those who don't know, tell us the name of your team and who's on there.
So our team is called Pythagoras. This is because we are all mathematicians. So we wanted to do obviously some fun with jigsaw puzzling and mathematics. So we chose that one. And we have 4 people: Maren, Jana, and Mark, and myself. And yeah, we basically all started speed puzzling when we decided to go to the World Championship 2023, and then we set up this team and started training for that.
Yeah, and so you've had good experiences with them so far. You're in both of the finals in 2023 and 24, and in the German Nationals in February, your team came second, and you had a win recently. Tell us about that.
Yeah, so we also went to Arlon in Belgium, and they have every year a 12-hour marathon event going on. We already went there in 24, so last year. We came in second, and this year we managed to get first place there. So it's one of those marathon events where you have like one puzzle after another for 12 hours, and it's a lot of fun. It's probably my favorite type of event, and
Yeah, well, it's more time with the team and more puzzling.
Yeah, exactly. It's just longer. This is why it's better.
Yeah, well, we asked the question to the participants, what are the pros and cons of team puzzling? And yeah, definitely the biggest feedback was that it's just more fun. Just the social aspect, and also, it's not just that time that you're at the table. You also have all the like swapping the messages before the competition and planning your t-shirts and everything. Like there's just something just really fun about that. And also you have more strengths in a team. I think that's quite interesting. Someone's good at sorting, someone's good at doing the border, someone else is better at sky. Maybe there's someone who can puzzle upside down. So yeah, there's an interesting aspect of like a division of labor there. And others say, like, for example, you can do different sections and encourage each other. So those are also very positive aspects of team puzzling. Do you consider there to be any cons of team puzzling, or how is it like different, or any negative aspects compared to when you're just puzzling by yourself?
One thing that came up in the answers, and this is something that I experienced a lot also, is that it's harder to get together as a team to practice. So you're always, let's say, more dependent on other people. That might be a negative compared to, or at least for some people, compared to the solo category. I personally don't mind that, that you have to, work together with others. I think this is an aspect that makes it fun. And, like the problem that it's hard to find time to train as a team, it's more like a thing of it's so much fun. So the problem is essentially we cannot do it enough. So it's not a con for me. It's just,
it's just a logistical issue, really.
Yeah. And this happens with many things, like with many hobbies where you have to, align the schedules of 4 or more people. It can be tricky to make that.
Yeah, and just one other thing, there's lots of little aspects of it that I'll share throughout the live stream, but something else that I thought was quite interesting was that, a negative, or like, it's not, not a negative so much, is that you just don't know the whole puzzle. Like, because if you're working in a team of 4, you only do like, roughly a quarter of it. So some people say like, you've done the puzzle and yet you only know part of it. So I thought that was a funny way to look at it. I haven't had that much experience myself in teams. I've done, I did a team competition in Trier where you also were, and 2 10-hour marathons. But I think the fun part is that you for me, I think a real positive part is you just feel so much faster compared to when you're by yourself. Like, you're just doing your little thing, and then you look up and then it's like, oh, half the puzzle's done.
Exactly.
And it's like you get to know, and then at the end when you look at, like normally you might have like 150 pieces left, and you kind of think, oh, maybe I got like, I don't know, somewhere between 5 and 15 minutes to go. But it's just minutes. It's just like it goes so fast towards the end. So
yeah. Also, when you have like the puzzle almost done, and you have just a couple of pieces left, and you have 8 hands slamming them into the puzzle, it can be very chaotic, but I think it's also a fun aspect of it.
That's really exciting. Yeah. All right. Well, thanks, Jorn. So yeah, we'll chat more throughout the live stream. I'll just do the checks and see how everybody is going. Google changed some icons, and so. Oh, I have to do more clicks now to find out what I'm going to do. Yeah, so I just, somebody before their camera was off, I'm just going to check them. Okay, yep, Tulia, I can see you now. That's good. Yeah, Jana, if you've forgotten to register, you can just register when you're finished. That's okay, because we won't do the results anyway until tomorrow. Yeah, Eric, I can see your registration. That's all right. Yes. Good. Yeah, so there's just a couple of things I need to mention before we start today. So the first thing is don't forget to keep your wrapping paper. So if you're participating in the anniversary competition, which is in 2 weeks. Yeah, so it's not the Monday competition, but then it's a week later. So the anniversary competition, there's going to be like some fun giveaway prizey things, and one of the competitions is that there will be a prize for, I don't know if it's 1 person or 3 person, I don't know, it depends on how many people participate and how good the entries are. If you can be creative with your wrapping papers, and then somebody will win, somebody or more than 1 person will win a prize. So I don't know, you could do some origami, you could make some object and put it on your table during the competition, or use it to decorate your space somehow. I have a few ideas. I'll make a post about it on Instagram. But yeah, when you do unwrap, don't kind of like, destroy it. And maybe you want to fish it out of the recycling if you've already done a competition recently and done that. Okay, so that was one thing. And greetings to those on YouTube. So, okay, it looks like we're ready to go. So this is kind of annoying. I now have to press like 3 clicks to get people onto the screen. I don't know why Google suddenly changed that. Okay, so I have to make a little announcement. I've kind of messed up, and I feel really bad about this. You all have a puzzle in front of you, and I can't change that. The problem is that I allocated the puzzle before I had done it, and when I finally got around to doing the puzzle, it was trickier than expected. So I do feel pretty bad about that, but I just want to encourage everybody to just do their best. So don't get discouraged if no one has finished at like around 50 minutes or an hour. Like, just keep on going. This is a competition like any other competition, and every nationals there are trickier puzzles turning up. So what I want to say is, I didn't make, when I made the 50+ competition, the idea of it was that the fastest people would not be eligible, you could say, for that. So that still counts. All of the super fast people who like finish in like 30 minutes are not here. But for everybody else, you all have a fair chance to go for the podium, to do your best. And in the future, all the future 50 plus competitions do have like a puzzle that's more of like easy to average. So I'm very sorry about that. I do regret that, but I can't change it. And I've been feeling quite nervous about this for a few weeks. So to make it a bit better, hopefully, and to motivate all of you to keep on going, I'm off doing a special giveaway. So you have to either finish the puzzle or stay until the end to the 2 hours. So you can't leave early. And I will give away 3 €25 vouchers to the shop for somebody who finishes between 4th and last. So that's my little attempt to make it a bit better, but now I will, let's get ready to start. So don't forget, don't destroy your wrapping paper, and whatever turns up on your table, you just do your best, and we'll be cheering for you. All right, so you may now remove the wrapping paper and the stickers, and we see what we have. And don't forget, Glacier has come up 3 times in national competitions. Epic Journey has come up once. We've had the Panda. This is not as hard as that. Don't worry. It's not as hard as the Bird Flower. It's not as, so it's not like super, super terrible, but it's a bit challenging. Let's just say that. So please remove the wrapping paper carefully, that you may use it for some creative artwork, and remove the stickers so that the box lid will be able to come off easier once we've done the countdown. And just think of what a good training this is, and all the good aspects, that what doesn't kill you makes you stronger, all right? Okay, so when you've unwrapped the puzzle, put the lid back on and place it in the middle of the table. Just doing a quick check. And now I'm already hot and sweating after that. All right, we're going to have a great competition, everybody. Everyone has their puzzle on the table. Let's do a countdown in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Puzzle, everybody.
Good luck, everyone. I believe you can do it.
All right, so I'll show you what we have today. This is from Nathan. So it's the Ravensburger cut. It's called Carte Blanche donnée à Marie Boudon des Tribulations de Marie, Dahlias et Roses. Let's just call it Dahlias and Roses. And when I saw this puzzle, I thought, okay, it's flowers. It's okay. It's going to be okay. You've got different colored flowers. There's different colored backgrounds. And then I did the puzzle and I realized that some things are a bit more similar. And I can only blame myself. Maybe I just, when I pick the puzzles, they're like this big on a screen and I kind of have to imagine how they are. And but I can't change that. But it's a beautiful puzzle. So how would you go about that one, Jörn?
Maybe you can post the name in the
so if you
YouTube
want
chat, because I didn't quite follow that.
It's a very long name, I think, because it also includes the artist, but I just found it under Dahlias and Roses. So if anyone wants to look at the image in more detail, just search for Nathan Dahlias and Roses. So I'll start in the, we'll just put some people up on the screen. I'll start at the letter M. And yeah, let me know when you've had a look at the image, Jörn.
Yeah, I think I found it. Yeah, so my first impression was that you can probably sort by color reasonably well. But now that I have a closer look on it, it's pretty tricky because there are multiple flowers that are very similar in color. So you have at least two colors of the same, like the pink, the big pink rose, and the other flower are very, very similar in color. So, and together they make up quite a big section of the image. So it's probably difficult to pull them out and do them first. But I still think I would probably start with that, because this is the thing that I imagine would jump out from the pile of pieces.
Which flowers?
The dark pink one.
The dark pinks.
Both of them, like the rose on the top right, and then the other one in the bottom left.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, so they're the most like intense colors in the image. Yeah. All right. So on screen right now we have Maggie Magdalena from Austria, Maita from Belgium, Mandy from the Netherlands, Maria from Slovakia, Maria TB from Sweden, and Marina from Sweden. Yeah. So
we see.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Sorry, everyone's still like flipping, pulling out the edge pieces. Probably starting with some sorting. I can imagine I see some pink piles on Marina's screen. So yeah, this is, I think, a good start to pull out some colors. Even if they are not assembled first, I think it's good to separate them at the very start.
Yeah, we can see Mandy is going for the border, which is also where I started. Yeah, and there is a lot of difference in the background. So the background, it's not like just one color. You do have like some black in the background and different kind of like watercolor shades. You've got greens, and then there's like some patchy, blotchy pinks and yellows. So that helps to do the border, because you just have like more kind of, yeah, colorful sections to go along. All right.
Yeah, I think the border makes sense because it's diverse enough so that it can be assembled quickly, I think. And then it gives a starting point for some of the flowers. I might imagine that especially on the right-hand corner where the flowers attach to the border, this can be a good starting point.
Yeah, so yeah, Maggie Magdalena is doing a lot of sorting, so we can see the background being sorted. That's like the green and blacks, and then also some piles of yellow and white. All right, so yeah, so then let's ask the YouTube chat what will be the first time for this puzzle. But yeah, so I'm sorry if to give anybody a bit of a shock, but I just feel I needed to mention that. And but in the end, the first it's always the same. It doesn't matter about the time. It's always about in the order that it comes. So yeah, on the top left we have Matilda from France, Michael Sch from Germany, Milka from Finland, Nat Mooney. Mooney, you don't have a registration. You can register later. And we have Natalie from Germany and Rachel from Denmark. Yeah,
Rachel's already putting up different colored piles, pieces, and very interesting strategy for sorting from Matilda. I feel with different. It seems like different rows. Maybe the upside down pieces are on the pile, and then the yellow whitish pieces go on the back of it.
Yeah, that's quite interesting how Matilda has sorted the colors like horizontally rather
Yeah.
than like little piles or little circles. I mean, it's quite pretty looking at Rachel's table because you have like this really colorful spread.
Yeah. It's also good with the camera from above. It's easy to see the different piles. Looks like she's doing a full sort before starting to assemble.
I have to say, I've never done a full sort. I don't have the patience for that. I might pull out like several colors and the edges that catch my my attention, but I've never like sorted every single piece. But yeah, I'm impressed by people who can do that and stick with that. I'm like too like, oh, I see something that can fit, and then I go for it. All right. So yeah, looking good so far. Everyone's either sorting or starting on the border. Yes, I just wanted to read out some of the answers that we received so far. So Marina, who was on the screen a couple of minutes ago, Marina from Sweden, she says, my first experience competing with others was at the Swedish Championships this year. Before that, I'd only done puzzles at home with my kids in a calm and quiet setting. So I was pretty nervous about meeting the others. None of us had met before, but wow, what an experience. It was so much fun, and now we keep in touch almost every day. Doing puzzles with others really brings a lot. You make friends, you get motivated, and you push yourself to do your best. At the same time, there's a comforting feeling in being part of a group. Sure, sometimes you might approach things differently or get in each other's ways with so many hands on the puzzle, but honestly, the downsides are small compared to the amazing benefits. So there's a really positive answer from Marina.
This is really great to hear, and I feel similarly about the community as a whole. You know, like even if you don't know anyone, going to a competition or a meetup, people are very welcoming, and I've had this experience as well. You can just get to know each other very quickly, and yeah, maybe even found pairs partners or teams that way. Yeah, I'm really happy to hear that this is also working out in other parts of the community.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and so a couple of people said that a con is that if you don't communicate, then you can get in each other's way. So yeah, communication is important. So I like seeing how Rachel's table is coming together. It looks so pretty, like a rainbow spread.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so I've added to the screen Rebecca from Austria, Ricardo from Germany, Richard from Belgium, Ruth from Switzerland, and Sabina from Czechia. And Richard says the pros are sharing the workload, playing to each other's strengths, motivating each other. The cons is that division of labor can be difficult and too many hands grabbing pieces and reaching over one another.
Yeah, that's true. Sometimes it can be tricky to really have sections for every puzzler on the team. I feel so. That's an aspect that can be tricky to navigate. But it also means that you don't have to do all the difficult parts of the puzzles yourself. And on the screen, we can already see some assembly. It seems like Sabina is actually quite good on the progress with the pink flower. So, and also other puzzlers are seemingly starting with the pink section. So, yeah, apparently this is not too bad to assemble for some of them at least, from what I can see. And
Yes.
then other people are still working on the border.
Yeah, so with that biggest flower in the middle, it's this deep pink flower. So you have like on the left-hand side, it's like very thick pink strokes, and on the right-hand side, it's a bit more watercolor. So if you have like a bit of a thinner looking pink, that would belong to the right-hand side of the image. And the other thing with flowers is the outline is very jagged. You know, it's not like a smooth circle or not like a straight line. You have these kind of like, you know, as you go around the petals, this wavy motion. So you also, within the outline of the petals, you have different backgrounds. So my biggest tip for this puzzle, which I didn't realize until quite late in the game, was to focus on the background. I got really distracted with the flowers in the foreground, which can look quite similar. And once I started to look at the background a bit more, like that really helped, because there's not that many black sections. There's not that many like, yeah, there's a lot of variation in the background. So I guess I would say, you know, if you get stuck on the block colors, take a look at the background and yeah, look for those contrasts. But yeah, it looks like Sabina's doing great there on the flower. You can see a nice big chunk coming together, and yeah, Richard and Rachel, yeah, doing a great job there on the border.
Yeah, it's true that the pink flower has a bit of a gradient, so it's probably not as hard as I initially thought. But sometimes it's tricky to really assess how difficult the section is. I remember having a similar feeling about the German national final puzzle, where there was this the succulent puzzle where you have the big red heart-shaped succulent in the middle. And that was also a lot more difficult than I anticipated. So sometimes you can think, oh, it's not too bad, but then when you have the pieces before in front of you, it can be a lot trickier.
Yeah, so so on screen we have Sabina from Czechia, Sabrina from Switzerland, Sana from Finland, Sarah from Sweden, Stefan from Austria, and Stephanie K from Germany.
Yeah, so we see some puzzlers who already have the border finished. Sabrina and Sana are still working on it, but Sarah and Stephanie already have the edge finished and are working now to attach some pieces onto it. So we can see on Stephanie's screen, she's already working on the second, or the two pink flowers and the border. So I think her progress is pretty far along. And with Zara, it seems like she's working on the yellow flower that we have in the bottom left corner. So a bit of a different starter here, but also quite far along.
Yeah, no, it's really nice to see those sections coming together and having flowers also, like seeing the flower in the corner building out and yeah, having something to attach to. Okay, so yeah, so Sabina mentioned before, someone to talk to during team puzzling is definitely a pro. A con might be that I focus more on talking than puzzling. Do you ever have that? Do you get distracted, that you start getting really carried away with your chatting, that you forget that you're like in a puzzling competition, or are you able to maintain the focus pretty well?
Well, in a competition, I think we are pretty good at maintaining the focus. And of course, we have to communicate about tactics and who's doing what and how do we separate and sharing information. But of course, during training, that happens all the time. One of the funny things for us is that, of course, while we are speed puzzling, we are all so much focused still on the puzzling that there's only like a bit of mental energy that can go into the talking, so that it can come out really funny what we're talking about, because there's not really that much thought behind it. So sometimes we have like half sentences or nonsensical things going on in the conversations just because of that. It can be really funny.
Yeah, I mean, it does take a lot of concentration to puzzle, and then yeah, also to be having conversations at the same time.
Yeah. It's always puzzle first, talk second. And that means that the talking sometimes is a bit wacky.
Yeah, so I've added Tammy to the screen, Tammy from USA. We have Tanya from Germany, Taya from Finland, and Tulia from Finland. So actually, I started with yellow. So for me, the color that jumped out at the beginning was yellow. And you can see on Tanya's puzzle that she's got this one yellow flower already done, and she's also working on a second one. What I kind of didn't realize later, because I didn't look at the image too much when I started, I just was sort of grabbing the yellows, is that there's also other flowers that have a yellow center, but not necessarily a full yellow. So once I did lots of yellow centers, I was like, oh, I can't really go further, or I'm running out of pieces, and then I had to switch to another color.
Yeah, so I think the yellow flower in the bottom left is stands out quite a lot, but it's also not that big of an area. And I think it's probably tricky to do other yellow sections because we have a couple of flowers that have similar tones of color. But we see Tanya already assembling the big yellow rose-colored-ish flower on the bottom right, and it seems like she's actually doing it quite well. So this is another approach to the different colors for sure.
Yeah, I found that once I had done the yellow centers, it was quite hard to build outwards. I think if you're doing like a circular section, whether it's a flower or a mandala or something else like that, it's quite hard to build out because you just don't have enough information. I found it more helpful to try and do like a border of a flower so that you have the contrasting colors and you can kind of see in which directions the petals are going, and then more to like to build inwards. Because building outwards is you're kind of building out into nothing, which is a bit tricky.
Yeah, I think there are two ways to do it, like from inside to the outside, or build the border first and then fill it up. And I think in this image, starting with the borders of the flowers is actually a good way to do it because they actually have very sharp edges. It's not like gradient into the surrounding, but there is we have like a white contour lines that make them really distinct from the background.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, they do have kind of like a white outline on them. I didn't actually notice that before. I'll show the image again close up so people can see that. So we have Zach from UK, Aidan from Switzerland. So Aidan won the first 50 plus competition with the Schmidt Thomas Kincaid image of the Little Mermaid. We also have Amy. Amy from the UK, Anna from Cyprus, and Aneta from Germany.
Yeah, it seems like the majority of puzzles are starting with the color pink. You can see it with Aidan, for example. It's a bit difficult to see where he's going next because I think those two flowers are already almost assembled. And now, I'm wondering what is the next section for him specifically. And with Anna, it seems like she sorted out the green pieces, and they are inside the puzzle border. So maybe she's going to start assembling them. This is an interesting choice of strategy for sure.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've just heard from one of the assistants that Loretta McHugh, your box is in front of the camera. If you could check that, Loretta. But Aidan is making great progress there. 2 complete flowers. That's looking really good. I have to admit I did it opposite because I had that large pink flower I really struggled with. Like, I'm really hoping that it was just me, it's just that this was not my type of image. I'm really hoping that there are some other people who are like, great, flowers are my thing. I love the style of image, and that will prove me wrong, that it's not as tricky as I imagined. But yeah, I really struggled with the pink flowers, and that was what I did kind of towards the end. So yeah, really interesting to see other people's strategies, and yeah, maybe when I do it a second time I can pick up some tips.
Yeah, maybe you can try to copy the strategy of whoever is going to win this one.
Yeah, but Aidan's looking really strong there. All right.
It's an interesting aspect because sometimes very strong puzzlers have a certain way to go about it, and then I tried to copy them, and I realized, oh, actually, for me, this is not working out that well. So it might be the case that different strategies exist for different people for a good reason, and maybe your approach was actually the best for yourself.
Yeah. Well, how are you with flowers in general? Like, like lupines is one that people really struggle with. Is that something that you enjoy, or?
Not really, honestly. It depends. I think flowers can go from really manageable to extremely difficult. Like, I don't think that they're generally easy or hard, because they can have many different colors, structures. So it can actually be manageable. But if you have like a flowers like this in this image, where it's mostly like round, you have a center and then an outside area. Those kind of structures have the challenges that you mentioned before, that you have to kind of most of the time go from the inside to the outside, and that can be tricky when you build outwards. But I think on average, I'm not that doing that well on flower puzzles, I found.
Yeah, actually, when I organized the EJJ Trio competition, in the registration form, there was just a comment box, just empty. If there was anything that somebody coming to Trio wanted to tell us, and somebody wrote in there, please no puzzles with flowers or trees. I really don't like puzzling flowers and trees. So, yeah, so flowers is one of those categories that can be on the trickier side, but can help come in a competition. I mean, we saw Flower Jungle come up in the World semi-finals. I would actually say that's probably more one on the easier side, because it had very clear like outlines, like with black outlines and clear sections. The colors were a bit more blocky. It wasn't a watercolor style. It was a bit more like this modern illustration, and that's an example of like a easier flower puzzle. And then on the other hand, you have things like lupines or Bauernhof, Sweden, where the flowers just blend. And I think what's even more harder is when the flowers get blurry, and it's just kind of like blending into the others. You just don't have any definition.
Yeah, I think when you have like a meadow or something like that, like in the Sweden puzzle, where it's actually like a big area of green and then just some colorful dots around, that can be really difficult.
Okay, we have on screen Annika from Germany, Aurelia from Germany, Aijalin from Argentina, Birgit from Germany, and Cameron from Canada.
Yeah, most people seem to agree on the yellow and or the pink flowers first. I think Cameron is also quite far along with the border finished and the pink flowers already assembled. It is a bit tricky to see how Alan is doing there, because I don't see any border sorted out, but we do have a couple of flowers already put together.
Yeah, and Aiden is doing really well. Already got two big sections done and like 3 smaller flowers. So that's looking really nice. But yeah, definitely going on the pinks there. Yeah, so let's see what some of the participants said. Yeah, so Annika says that with team puzzling, it's really fun. I like to talk to my teammates, and you can get more puzzles done. Yeah, so that's another advantage. If you're training, you can just get through puzzles faster. Yeah, what's like a good time for 4 people on a 1,000 piece puzzle?
I think it might be comparable to solo 500s. So good times can be under 40 minutes. And then they can go up until like 1 hour, 1 hour 30, depending, of course, on the difficulty of the puzzle. I think it's quite comparable. But I do think like the solo puzzling is a bit more like pushed out on the edge of what is possible, so to say. So I think we see more high-end, very fast times on that category than in teams. I think teams has a bit more potential to still push that boundary because it is not so much focused on, I feel.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, I mean,
But
you can do some really fast times. Yeah, and I mean, if you go through these 1,000 puzzles, like sometimes you see these like people who are sharing photos of like their training stack of what they did as pairs or as teams, and they just get through like 10,000 pieces like in a day. It's pretty amazing. So Cameron also wrote a lot. So Cameron is from Canada and he's living in France. He says, I think the main pro is the fun atmosphere of puzzling with others to share obstacles and successes. Also, the act of talking about the puzzle while building can in itself help with future strategies. I guess a common con is that you have to stick with a section much more than with solo puzzling, in which you can jump around as you see something to assemble. I think that's also a good point. Like maybe you're like stuck on a really big section of trees or a big section of sky and you can't switch because somebody else has got the other one. And then he says, I haven't done a team or pair puzzling as often as I would like, as I'm still trying to identify other puzzlers who live near me. This can be particularly difficult if you move to a new country. So he's in Bordeaux. For example, in upcoming events, Worlds and Europeans, I'm still trying to find teams to join. So perhaps another con is the initial process of finding team members. And so he would like to know, how to identify and join teams for puzzling fun, practice or team events. So I did make a post yesterday on Instagram for the European Championship. So if you are interested in going and don't have a team, you can write under there and hopefully connect with some others. Yes, and track down Cameron. He's looking for some teammates.
Right now in Germany, we also have like a marathon event coming up in November in Munich, and we already see on the Discord server that people are looking for teams to join that competition. So it's also an option. Maybe I don't know if France has some similar ways to connect to other puzzlers, but there are probably ways to on social media, maybe Instagram, to find out other people, maybe even that are living close by, and maybe there are meetups. We have a lot of meetups in different cities in Germany, for example, which makes it easier to connect and build teams that way.
Yeah, no, definitely. Starting with just like a social puzzle get together is a good way to find people and then meet up for competitions or on social media. All right, so on screen we have Catherine, co-host Catherine from Luxembourg. We also have Catherine from USA, actually visiting the USA at the moment. She took her puzzle with her. She lives in Germany. And we also have Charlene from Switzerland and Christina from Denmark.
Yeah, I imagine it's quite early in the day in the US right now. We see on Christina also start with the yellow flowers, and then it's hard to see where she's going next. Seems like the light pink pieces, and on is it Charlene? Charlene's screen with the black table. I think that's also pretty interesting with the contrast of the light colors. We also can see the border and the yellow and pink flowers. So quite a good progress on many fronts here. It's a bit difficult to see who is ahead because we still have lots of gaps in the puzzles on everyone's table here. Catherine also is looking pretty good with the border and the red sections done. It's going to be interesting where she goes next too. Might probably also be that the yellow flowers are almost, or at least the centers of the yellow flowers are done. And Aiden is still looking like he might be in the lead, at least from the people that we've seen so far.
Yeah, I like it how there are like flowers connecting. That's the fun part, when the flowers start connecting to each other and not just being islands, either connecting to the border or to an adjacent flower.
Mm.
So that looks really nice there. Yeah, so let's keep on moving.
Yeah, it's probably going to be tricky also in the end when the flowers are done and there's the green parts that are left to fill in. I feel like that might be tricky to figure out exactly where the pieces are going, but I hope that everyone will push through that and not be discouraged, because yeah, it's the same puzzle for everyone.
Yeah, well, that's the part where I say I wish that I had focused more on the background, because I'm better at busy puzzles and not so good at like block sections. And I feel like with the background, I could do it more like a busy puzzle, where I could kind of look at the box, find out where it went, and then locate it and place it. Yeah. But yeah, everybody seems to be going for the biggest flowers of all. So I have just approaching it a very different way to me. But yeah, we're at coming up to 33 minutes. And on screen we have Daniela from Germany, Daniela from the Netherlands, Danique from the Netherlands, Daria from Denmark, and Dietmar from Germany.
Yeah, Daria also appears to be quite far along. It's a bit easier to see what she has already assembled, but yeah, there might be some way to go for connecting the flowers, but the bottom left already looks pretty solid. Hard to make it out with who of Aiden or Daya is further ahead right now. And on the other screens, we see, yeah, the border's finished for the most part, and now the flowers begin to fill in. Yeah, Dietmar also starting the inside with the bright pink flower on the bottom. And Danielle having the bottom left corner filled in, as it seems, and working now on the bottom right question mark? No, on the more yellow pinkish one.
Yeah, if we look at the tables, there's quite a difference in the assembly area, you could say, or the way the pieces are spread out. Like for example, Danielle Schultz has it quite clear. She's got her border. Finished pieces are placed within the border, roughly where they belong, and then some sorted out sections above, and like the rest to the left. Whereas Daria is building out from the middle towards the outside, like from within the chaos, and others have pieces to the left and above and to the right. Like how do you puzzle when you're doing solo? Do you have a clear assembly area and a place where you pull from, or a place where you put the tried but can't find pieces? How do you do your setup?
Not really. Maybe I should try to be more orderly. I'm more like probably in line with what Daya is doing. So just like have a place where I'm assembling, and that naturally becomes bigger as the piece goes, and then I have the other pieces around it. Or if I can organize it like that, for example, if I start at the top, then I can push it upwards and pull the pieces around it. But yeah, I feel like this is also a growth point for me to optimize the piece organization. But I can imagine that if you are not doing a full sort at the beginning with this one, that the organization might be tricky, because it's not so easy to tell just by the color where the piece is going, because several flowers have similar colors. So yeah, this was probably, if I were to do this puzzle, I would probably also be quite chaotic.
Yeah, so we now have Dora. Yeah, don't have a registration from Dora, but I believe that's she's from Switzerland. We have Ekaterina from Russia, Eliska from Czechia, Everly from Estonia, and I just jumped over Eric. Eric is from the Netherlands, not so speedy puzzler.
Yeah, I feel like the not so speedy speed puzzler has become the quite speedy speed puzzler. And we also see him doing quite well, I feel, with a couple of flowers already finished, and the border. Yeah, we have Dora, for example, still also having finished the border and pulling out some pieces on a side tray to get that sorting going. Ekaterina has a pretty good connected section already in the bottom left with the dark pink, light pink, and yellow flowers. So yeah, it's coming along for many of the puzzles here.
Yeah, it's nice seeing those completed flowers and those completed borders. Quite satisfying to see that. Okay. Yeah, so I started at M in the alphabet. I'm now got to the end, started back at A, and now I'm at F. So still got a few more people to introduce. And then we'll still got about another 20 people or so to introduce, and then we'll focus in on who could be in the running for the podium for the top 10. Okay, so we have Philippa from Portugal, Patani from Cyprus, Frida from Germany, Pruji from Hungary, Gabriella from Romania, and Gauta from Norway.
Yeah, it seems like everyone is agreeing on the way to do this, for the most part. Yeah, we see more borders finished, more pink flowers finished. So that's almost done for all of the puzzles that we can see right now. And now I think we might see after this actually separation of strategy, I feel, because after the pink ones and the yellow ones, maybe it's not so clear where to go next. So I'm eager to see what everyone is doing afterwards.
Yeah, so the flowers that are left over are a bit more watercolory, so they are a bit more like thinner in the colors. They're not so vibrant, and you have a bit more like swirly and textures. Yeah, they're a bit more yeah, they're just not as solid and just a bit more like shifty and transparent. So I can understand that those ones are left to a bit later. Yeah, but no, looking really good here.
Especially the one in the top left, the yellow pinkish, or I think that might be one of the trickier ones to assemble. But we have already seen someone. I forgot who it was, but in the beginning, like we saw a puzzler already having that finished. So maybe it's not as bad.
Ida Elton, your camera is off. Can you please check that? Yeah, so Gauta Brakstad, he's in the team, the Arctic Puzzlers. So that's the team with Kristen Tuve, her sister Linda, her mum Siv, and then Gauta as well. And he says the advantage of team puzzling is that everyone on the team is faster than him.
I mean, I don't know if this is an advantage or a disadvantage because it was like the pros and cons, and it might be both.
Yeah, at first I thought it was a con, like, oh, yeah. I'm everybody else is faster than me, and then I realized which team he's on, and I'm like, oh, that's quite an advantage to have Kristen on your team.
I imagine, yeah.
Yeah, but he also did really well in the Norwegian Championship. I think he came, was it second in the with a photo puzzle. So he's really good at gradients and sky. All right, so we also have on screen Helen from the UK, Ida. I don't have a registration for Ida. Please register afterwards. Yeva from Latvia, Irma from Switzerland, and Jan from the Netherlands.
I really feel like Ida might be in the lead from what we have seen. I mean, I don't know, of course, how the other ones that we've already looked at earlier are doing right now, but it seems like a lot of the puzzle is filled. Might also be that there are some pieces still lying in the puzzle that that I see as filled in. But yeah, it looks a bit like the puzzle is coming together. It looks more like this is a puzzle where now the gaps can be filled in rather than we have some islands that should be connected. And yeah, Gauta also was pretty good in the running there. But I feel the same for many puzzles we see right now, like Helen and Leva. We can see more flowers, like the islands getting larger in the puzzle.
Yeah, it's more comforting to see these like nice rounded sections coming together. Yeah, that's looking really good there. All right, so still very much on the pinks. Yeah, let's see who else we have with us tonight. So we have about 75 people registered, but I think a few people forgot. So I think we're closer to 80-ish people in the competition. So we have Jana. Don't have a registration for you, Jana. I think, but she's been with us before. I think she's from Latvia, possibly. Then we have Jane from Denmark, Janine from Germany, Jenny from Finland, Jenny from the Netherlands, and Jessica from USA.
Yeah, again, we see lots of pink flowers assembled. Yeah, it's good to see that everyone seems to be making good progress here, even though we are already over 40 minutes in. But yeah, this is going to be maybe take a bit longer, but the progress seems to be steady for everyone here.
Yeah, I think of this one more like an endurance puzzle more than a sprint. And yeah, I don't see I only see a couple of people standing up at this one. Yeah, so we have Oh yeah, I wanted to mention Jessica. An important point that Jessica said, she does a lot of team puzzling. She's part of the Ohio gang. Sorry, I forgot the name. We'll just call them the Ohio gang. Oh no, yeah, her team. I think her team is called Indoor Kids. She was also at the US Nationals, and they have some regular get-togethers in the Ohio area. And she says team puzzling is less pressure and more fun. And I think that's also a common theme that came out, just that you can share the load, you know, so it does feel like less pressure than a solo competition when you're with a team. And, you know, like if you have a really hard puzzle together, like you all kind of share in the misery. And if you have the joy of doing well, you also share that together. So yeah, less pressure. That's a nice way to put it.
Yeah, absolutely. With the solo puzzle, it's like there's nobody else that you know you can rely on if you're struggling. But with the team, you are in this together, so to say. And I like the team name Indoor Kids, by the way. I can relate to that.
Okay, so we are at J. We have Joanna from Poland, Jody from the UK, Julia from Austria, Karen from Germany, Kath from UK, and Katrin from Switzerland. I like how Joanna has got like that top right corner done, and it's how it's kind of like an island on its own, but it's like a really quality heavy section up there by itself.
Yeah, it's. I think many puzzles had this section already filled in, but if you have the border, it doesn't stand out as much as with her. I think Katrin is pretty far along. Like it looks good from what I can see. A lot of the pink flowers have been already assembled, even the smaller ones. So that means that she can now focus on the more lighter yellowish flowers, or even the background.
Yeah, so it looks like Katrin she's done all the pinks. I don't see any pinks left in her pile. And it's more like greens and whites that are left behind. So yeah, no, looking really good there in the way that those flowers that she has done are all connected. There's only like 2 big holes. I mean, they're still quite significant size holes, but it's nice to have. I really like it when you have a section that joins the lower border to the top border. It's like, yeah, because then the border doesn't shift around anymore, and it feels like it's anchored. So that looks really nice there.
Mm. Yeah, it's some sort of extra satisfaction if you find this connection between the border parts. Sometimes even something that we call out in the team competitions when we have that connection done just for that extra morale boost.
Okay, we've got Kim from the Netherlands, Lena from Germany, Len from Denmark, Letizia from Switzerland, Linda from the Netherlands, and Lynn from Germany. And I just want to mention that Linda from the Netherlands was in the most competitions in the first quarter of 2025. My husband started to do the statistics today, and he said I had to mention that she was in 16 competitions. I think that's correct, Linda from the Netherlands. So yeah, a very experienced EJJer right there.
Yeah, that's some dedication. So the 16 competitions were only the EJJ competitions?
Yes, for January, February, and March. So she was very dedicated.
Yeah. So I'm assuming that even this puzzle cannot shock her.
Yes, I mean we had all kinds of puzzles in the first quarter. I have to admit, the second quarter we have had not the second quarter. I would just say the most since the beginning of the year we have had a higher proportion of trickier puzzles or challenging puzzles than we have had in the previous. So towards the end of the year. However, the batch that people have purchased and have now, so starting on Monday through to like April, May, to the end of May, there's a lot more like fun and easier puzzles in there. So I'm sorry for the high concentration of trickier puzzles. It's just the way that they just felt, they fell into the allocation, but there's some sunshine coming around the corner, don't worry.
But I mean, difficult puzzles can also be fun. Like this feeling after you finish the puzzle of satisfaction, and that can be a lot higher if it was a really tricky one and you managed to push through to the end.
Yeah, I mean, I have to say, like, I this Jukari competition that used the bird flower, the one that Teresa won with a time of 1 hour and 32 minutes, like. I'm so pleased that I've done that puzzle. Like, I don't know if I'm going to do it ever anytime soon, but like the amount of satisfaction and pride that I feel that I survived that puzzle, like it's immense. Like I think that's like my highest satisfaction of completing a puzzle. My time was 2 hours 30 something, and yeah, it was a hard slog, but I think anyone who's done that puzzle, whether you took like 3 hours to do the puzzle or like 5 weeks to finish it, like it's done and you survived and you made it. And this one is definitely easier than that one, than the Jukari competition. So we have we're at 50 minutes, and I hear some people are more than 50% done. So I'm just going to introduce the last competitors, and then we'll focus in on who's getting close to the end. So we have Lisa, she's from Sweden, and Loretta from Ireland. And yeah, so someone just asked in the chat, is this a 50 plus competition? Yes, this is. So this is for the participants who have not done 6 or more first attempts under 50 minutes. Now, I know a couple of people have, since they purchased the puzzle, have managed to kind of break that barrier, and they did write to me and say, oh, what do I do? you know, I'm really happy. I have made 6 attempts under 50 minutes, but I have this puzzle. And so the rule is, yes, you are allowed to participate, the ones that you own. And, you know, you can be proud of yourself. It's a really great achievement. But just when the next round of competitions come up for sale, then you are not eligible to purchase them. But we have a couple of people who've been training really hard, and they've managed to break that barrier, and we're really pleased for them. And we hope, we hope that they make, hopefully make the top 10 in these competitions before they, get bumped out.
Yeah, I think this is a great way for puzzlers who might not be on the top end also to get some spotlight for their puzzling and have a competition that is a bit more, maybe an even playing field.
Yeah, I mean, that was the main purpose of this. Like, we know that, we can't all be those people that finish puzzles under 40 minutes. And like, we just wanted to keep people motivated, that even if like in a normal competition, that you don't feel like, well, I'm never going to be in the top 10 or the top half because, I'm just starting or I'm towards the end of the pack, but just to take away the like elite members, you could say, the elite puzzlers, and give the next batch of kind of rising up and coming speed puzzlers a chance to make that podium, make that top 10, and get just be extra motivated and get some rewards as well.
Yeah. Also, I think there's a competition coming up in May in Siegen, the Puzzle Blitz, where there's also going to be a beginner competition. So it's probably I think it's a smaller puzzle, but this is also a good opportunity for starters to get the taste of speed puzzling competitions without too much stress or pressure.
Yeah, so that's really great. And so also Fuji, who's organizing the competition, she also wants to give a chance for more people to get involved in speed puzzling who may find 500 pieces a bit of a struggle. And just to give people like a smaller goal to reach, and that they can finish in a shorter time. So on screen, I've put up what it sounds like who our leaders are at the moment. We have Aiden, Stephanie K, Tammy, Mandy, and Ida.
It's a bit difficult to see exactly how far Aiden is along, but it looks good. The remaining pieces seem to be all the background sections, but I also like Stephanie's progress here. So I think those are probably the two contenders to look out for right now. But of course, they are not that far ahead from the others that we're seeing.
Yeah, so Maggie is also looking really strong there. I'm going to check in on Fuji. Yeah, I think Tammy has a lot of experience with flower puzzles. She's one of the most experienced speed puzzlers in America, and was also head of the Jigsaw Association in the US. So I'm sure she's seen her fair share of flower puzzles. So I've also added to the screen, Maggie from Austria, Fuji, and I hear Katrin is also doing a great job.
Yeah, I think Maggie and Fuji probably need to pick up the pace if they would like to make it into the top spot, but it's certainly possible.
Yeah, so like if we compare what sections are done compared to what hasn't been done, so it looks more like the greens are being left towards the end. So Aiden has like some whitish peachy colored pieces left. Stephanie K has some yellows, but there's also some yellows in the background. There's yellow leaves and then just like some random paint splotches. Yeah,
I think
Ida.
most puzzles agree with you, Michelle, about doing the background last, at least from your first attempt.
Yeah. So I don't know who's listening. So I don't know if anyone's picking up on my point, but yeah, no, that's an interesting. So sometimes with the puzzle, like especially if there's a puzzle with bright colors, you can get really, I find myself, because I'm more drawn to bright colors, I tend to like really focus what's on the foreground and kind of forget what's in the background. And it's only often very late in the game that I realize, oh, there's also a background here, and there's less colors of that, like if I'm, instead of like looking for like, I don't know, 80 peach pieces, they all look the same, peachy white, yellowish pieces that are all blending into each other. Maybe you look for like 10 black pieces, for example, and kind of cut it down like that. But yeah, are you someone who likes to do backgrounds, or do you always drawn to what's in the main part of the image?
I think I'm more drawn to the main part too. Like it is something that I need also to maybe change in my approach. That not the thing that pops out to me most is not always the easiest to assemble. I don't know, maybe you remember the EJJ with the hedgehog puzzle from Cherry Pazzi. I was like one of the only ones who did the hedgehogs first, because they just popped out to me and they were in the foreground, and ended up maybe not being the optimal strategy. Yeah, but if I look at the image from today, I think the background is actually manageable, because there are subtle difference in the color and the structure of the left-hand side and the right-hand side. So there's some greenish, dark greenish section on the left, and then some lighter green section in the middle, and then some dark blue section on the right. So I think if you pull out the background pieces, it might actually be manageable to fill them in before the lighter flowers.
Yeah, I've also added Anna art and Yulia to the screen, also making great progress. Yeah, Anna's got the nice section, connecting the left border through the middle up to the top border, and also connecting down. So she's got three or four holes to fill. Yulia is also looking really strong there. Got lots of, it's a bit hard to see with the reflection on the table, but you can see that the colorful sections are the ones that are connected, and just spreading out a bit more, looking good there.
Yeah, I feel like from the puzzle that we see on Julia's table, that it seems like she's already almost done, but then there's actually quite a few pieces lying there still. So there must be some holes in there somewhere.
Yeah, and meanwhile, Stephanie K is really going strong. She's really picking up the pace there, and we can see that the patches are getting smaller. I mean, there's multiple patches left of the background, so all of the flowers, the large flowers, have been done. And now she's working to fill in the gaps. But yeah, Aiden is also at a similar stage.
I would not rule out Katrin either. Like from the pieces that we see, it's actually not that many that are left for her to do. It's going to be pretty close, I feel.
Yeah, so we've just crossed the 1 hour mark. But yeah, for this stage of the game, I'm really positive to see this. They're doing a lot better than I was. So good on you, those who are finding your groove with flowers.
Yeah, it's just the last stretch for some of the puzzles. You can do it probably within the next 10 minutes, I would think. Is it possible?
I hope so. It looks really optimistic at this stage. Like, that those piles are getting smaller, definitely less than 100 pieces. So several people have, less than 100 pieces to go. Gauta is also looking pretty strong there.
Yeah, it seems like he's trying to assemble the lighter flowers right now. That we see some puzzles have already filled in. Like Stephanie, for example, is just filling in the background right now. it's really difficult to say who's ahead. I think it's going to be, even though this is actually a longer puzzle, like time-wise, it is cool to see that that there's no clear candidate who's ahead right now.
Yeah, Helen was also doing really well. Filling in the gaps in the background. Most of the flowers are done, and it looks like just so actually Helen has done the darker parts of the background. You can see most of like the grayish and dark greens have been placed, and there's some lighter pieces left over. So yeah, it looks this is the hard thing with the 50+ competitions, is that because we're not used, a lot of those big names that we recognize, that we know to expect to be towards the front, they're not in this competition. And so we're getting to know a whole new bunch of other people when we don't know them so well. We haven't, maybe because in a regular EJJ, there might be more towards like position 30 towards 50. We don't notice them so much, but now this is their time to shine. And so we have right now, I'll just read out the names that are kind of in the running for top 10. Aiden, Stephanie K, Tammy, Mandy, Ida, Maggie, Katrin, Gauta, Cameron, Helen, some Fruji as well. So yeah, it's going to be exciting to see. So it's anybody's game right now. So for those of you who are nearing towards the end, get into your finishing mode, whether you need to stand up and shake it out a bit and just get another burst of energy, or maybe get an overhead view. Maybe if you need to sort your pieces, put them into some little piles, or just clear them out. Like some of you can see the finishing line in sight, and we really want to see how you're getting on.
Yeah, it's just the last stretch of the puzzle for some, and even if it's not the last stretch for everyone right now, I hope that you can still push through. Like there's a lot of time to go still, so a lot of time to put those pieces together.
Yeah, and also can add Maria to that group, hunting the top 10. Looking really good there. She's you can see on the left hand side of her puzzle, she's got the lighter pieces pulled out, and on the right, a bit more darker pieces. But she's also done a lot of the greens, a lot of the blacks, and it looks like she's going to end on like one of the more lighter colored flowers. There's like a big hole towards the bottom of her puzzle where there's one flower missing, but looking really promising for Maria.
Yeah, so it seems like somebody did the background, not that last after all.
Yeah, but
I think we're getting close to the end right now.
Yeah, I have
only a couple of minutes.
Yeah, I have a really good feeling for Stephanie K. I mean, her hands are moving really fast. It looks like she's standing up, and she's working at quite a frantic pace there. If we just look at the speeds of the hands moving, she's really going for it. And and she's definitely one of the people on my list before the competition. I mean, she's been in several competitions, and I know she's a really strong puzzler. So this could be her night.
Absolutely. And Aiden is also just around her speed, so it's not done yet.
So I'm going to check in again with some of the others. But it looks like the top 3 at this stage, those with the least amount of pieces, would be Aiden, Steffi, and Katrin.
Agreed, yeah. Probably around like 20 pieces left for Aiden, maybe 25, provided there are not more pieces lying on the puzzle itself. But same for Stephanie.
All right, 10 pieces left for Steffi.
Yeah, I think she might make it.
Go,
she
Steffi.
seems to be ahead now.
If you can hear us, go, go, go. You're doing great. And Katrin and Aidan are coming up just behind, about, yeah, just maybe like 20 pieces behind. Looking really strong there. Oh, she's got a couple of pieces on top of the puzzle, yes, but sliding them around, finding those gaps.
Just, yeah, 2 more pieces. I see a couple of holes still. And that's it.
Done. Congratulations. Steffi at 1 hour and 7 minutes. Thank you for being a lot faster than me. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, very well done. I think 1 hour 7 minutes is probably not a bad time at all for this.
That's a really good
puzzle.
time.
Yeah.
I feel much better about that. Yes. So for those who are interested, my time was 1 hour and 26 minutes. But look, Katrin and Aidan. Oh, looks like Aidan has just got one little patch to finish. Got the pieces in the left hand and placing in those gaps.
Yeah, I think he has it.
Oh, congrats, Aidan. Excellent. And still within 1 hour and 7 minutes. So it's just like less than a minute behind. Fantastic.
Yeah, it's really cool that with this finishing time of 1 hour and 7 minutes, it's still so close between the first and second place. And I think, you know, Kathleen is coming up very soon as well. So even third place, probably quite close.
And yeah,
just a couple of pieces to go. And there we go.
Oh, fantastic, Katrin. Well done. Third place. So just a minute later. So I'm really pleased with those times. That's really great. So, but who else is in the running for the top 10? We have Maria Rusnakova, Gauta, Helen, Mandy.
Yeah, Helen seems to be pretty far along. Mandy too. Might be like a race for the 4th place between the two of them. It's a bit tricky to see exactly who's how far along, but from the pieces that we have left, I would say that probably Mandy might be in the lead.
Yeah, no, that's looking really good there. Mandy's got less than 10 pieces, and Helen. So, oh yeah, because Helen's also got some pieces on the other side, so it's her pile is split. So, yeah, Mandy and Helen really close here. It's just, yeah, there's greens and blacks on both sides of the puzzles.
Okay, that's a good trick to to hide some pieces from the camera. So yeah, it seems like you are actually in the lead. So I think my bet is on Mandy now. Yeah.
Well done, Mandy.
Behind in the time.
So for this type of puzzle, I'm really happy to know that there are people that are faster than me. I feel quite relieved. But yeah, I think yeah, for many other people, when we look at the cameras, we can see, yeah, most of the pinks are done and most of the borders. So yeah, good to see other people making progress in the background. So I've just heard that Matilda, your camera is not working. Let me check that, Matilda. Okay, it's disappeared.
Yeah, I think there might be some people here who may not finish within the 2 hours, but I hope that nobody would be discouraged, because this is a really tricky puzzle, and yeah, it's still a good feat to have the endurance to puzzle for 2 hours. And yeah, let's hope to see as many people finishing it as possible, and even for those who can't, maybe put as many pieces together as you can. Still quite the accomplishment.
Have you had to count pieces during a competition?
Yes, I have. I was one of the people in the pairs competition in the Worlds 2023 with this Boston image that was really busy, and yeah, we definitely did not finish that one.
Yeah, I mean, sometimes you just get a trickier puzzle and all the times are shifted towards the back. But yeah, every piece counts. All right.
Absolutely. Even on the world stage, with this one, only 9 pairs it was that could finish the puzzle. So there's absolutely no shame in not being able to finish it in time. It just happens sometimes when the puzzle is tricky.
Yeah, and I think also, I mean, at the Worlds and at the national competitions, they tend to have like shorter time frames with about 90 minutes for individual and 75 minutes for pairs. Like, I think that's more because they're trying to fit in more competitions per day. Okay, of course, and it should be a higher, higher standard. So they try to make the time limits shorter. But yeah, even, I mean, just the competition that was with Jukari with this bird flower, I mean, the fact that the fastest time was Teresa and Alejandro with 1.5 hours, that says something, but it still counts. Like, sometimes a puzzle just takes longer.
Yeah, but it's also encouraging to see that even the top puzzlers can have those types of puzzles with longer times. So yeah, it is hard for everyone. So it is still an even playing field.
Yeah, no, and as I skip through the cameras, we're seeing more people coming towards the end. So Julia is about to place her last piece, and we have Maria done. Congrats, Maria. And Ruth has a very fast diminishing pile. Yeah, so just about 20 pieces left. Ida has about 10 to 15 pieces left. So that's really encouraging to see. Looking really good, everyone.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure we can fill out the top 10 relatively soon.
Yeah, so just as a recap, first was Stephanie K, second Aiden, third Katrin, fourth Mandy, fifth Helen, sixth Maria, and seventh Julia. So yes.
Yeah, congratulations, Julia, for that finish.
So I'm just going to
solid top 10 time.
Yeah, I'm just going to write this here in the YouTube chat that we can keep track better. So we've had 7 finishes so far. Yeah, so let's see if we have someone to join us for an interview. Just check my screen. Oh, yeah, so on screen right now we have Gauta, Ida, Brigitte, Ruth, and Magdalena. And Milka. Okay, I haven't had Milka on in a while. Let's check in.
Yeah, seems like a couple of puzzles might finish very soon.
Okay, so Stephanie K won't be joining us for an interview. Second place was Aiden. Just checking the list who is available. Not this time. And okay, Katrin. If Katrin is there, we'd love to hear. Yeah, Katrin, if you're there, you can turn on your microphone. And your camera. Okay, and Ida just finished. Or have you pressed done, Ida? I don't see your done message.
Oh, Maggie is done in the meantime. Congratulations.
Oh, and Maggie, you're done as well. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, try to make sure after you finish your puzzle to push the done message to the chat in the meeting so that we can see the actual time and the order of in which everyone finished.
Yeah, so Ida just finished but didn't write done. I just will have to check the video. Okay, so if we include Ida, so we had Yulia was 7th, then Maggie 8th, Ida 9th. Okay, so we've had 9. So we still have one more space for top 10. And yeah, it could be Ruth with just 3 pieces left. Or is it Gauta with... Oh, Gauta's got 10 pieces left. Ruth, looks like Ruth has to run. Yes, and you got done.
There we go.
All right, congrats.
Congratulations, it's really good.
So I think that's the top 10. So we had 8th was Maggie, 9th Ida, and Ruth 10th. And we're at 1 hour 18. That's really great. Okay, so Katrin, if you're there, you can turn your mic and camera on, but I think she just hopped out to, yeah, it wasn't working to pop back in again. Yeah, so the parts that people tend to be finishing on, yeah, it's either the greens in the background or this like this light colored flower that we see Gauta plugging away at, this larger one. Yeah, just because there's this larger one at the bottom border, it does contain many pieces. So and some of those pieces could belong to other ones. So there's also the same color in the top left border. Congrats, Gauta.
Hi, Michelle.
Congratulations.
Hello. Oh,
I'm back.
Hello.
You had to. Oh, there you go. Oh well.
Sorry.
No.
I had some problems with my browser, but I could fix it. So.
Oh, that's lovely. Yeah. Well, congratulations on 3rd place tonight.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. Tell us what you thought of the puzzle.
Oh, I loved it. I love the image. It's so beautiful. I used to do aquarelle painting myself, and so that was that was an amazing surprise. Yes.
Cool. And how did you feel about puzzling it? Like, what was your approach?
I was going for the colors. Because it's there are slightly different. They seem really similar, but if you look close, you see little differences, like the pink ones, the blush pink ones. They have like different structures, and that's easier for me than starting with the edge. Oh, I'm sorry. So I think I started with the yellow one and then the dark pink reddish one. Yeah, so I just did one by one.
Yeah, it makes sense. I feel like there was like a 50-50% split almost between people who do the edge first and starting with the vibrant colors.
Yes.
Did you finish off with the background or with the brighter flowers?
No, I did. I think it was a mixture, but most of the leftover pieces were background pieces. I think the white ones were also the white pieces or the really like light ones, but most of them were the background colors. Yes.
Yeah, because we had this with this. I don't know if you followed the commentary, but we had this discussion of whether or not to do the background last.
Okay.
And another question was, because some of the flowers have those outlines, whether
Yes.
you start the flowers on the edge of the flower and then fill them in, or if you start from the middle and go outward. What was your approach there?
I think most of the flowers I started in the middle, because there the colors were mostly like really dark and then not that bright. So I think only with the I don't know, the orange ones, the blush orange ones, I tried to start with the petals and with these borders around them, but I just went on with the middle. Yes.
Yeah, I think that makes sense because the colors pop out a bit more.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I in the beginning when I turned the pieces, look, I've been here I'm interview. That I thought about doing the edge first, but usually I am really slow with finding all the edge pieces, and it makes me more nervous to have like those edge holes in the edge than starting with the harder inlet of the puzzle. So I decided on my usual strategy to not do the edge first.
Yeah, so you're one of the people who doesn't like doing the edge usually, or because I feel like the edge is quite a staple for many puzzlers. There's something to grab onto and the first minutes of puzzling. So very straightforward. But yeah, there seem to be some other people who enjoy or who prefer not to do it. So what's your thoughts on that?
Yeah, if I do a puzzle like not on speed, I always start with the edge. But yeah, as I said, with speed puzzling, I'm too slow finding all the edge pieces. And I also like in the middle when I'm like losing concentration, or when I don't know, if I have a blackout or something, or just can't see any pieces anymore, then I'm doing the edge. And then it's like motivating because it's easier to do, and I can keep my mind off of these thoughts, oh no, where are the pieces? So when I'm done with the edge in the middle, then I can like start over, and yeah, I'm like refreshed.
Yeah, that's
Yes.
actually a good point. It's like some sort of easier section that you can leave for whenever you need it.
Yes.
During the assembly process. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did you feel like you needed it with this particular puzzle? Because I feel like this is more on the more difficult side.
I did. I think I was done with the blush pink ones, and I was like, okay, what do I do next? And every time I have this question in my mind, I'm going to the edge, because the time I lose with thinking about what can I do next, I can use to do the edge, because the edge is not that hard if you already have some parts of the puzzle done and you can like orientate on that. And then I can think about what I'm doing next during doing the edge. So I did that in this puzzle too. Yes.
Yeah, very, very interesting approach. Yeah, good points. So the topic for today is team puzzling. So yeah, you also wrote as an answer to the question that you love to share the joy and adrenaline. So maybe you can just give us a brief summary of your team puzzling experience.
Yeah, I do not have much experience with team puzzling. I only started speed puzzling last year. So the only competition I went to with a team, or better than a team, with a partner, was the Swiss Nationals last year. And it was such a great experience, because when you do the individual, it's like quiet. You don't hear anything than pieces turning around. And I do like that for the concentration, but I loved it with the pair competition and team competitions, when there was like more than just the piece noise. the piece tagging noise. I like the busy talking quietly together, and you can share, like if you're frustrated, you can share it and your partner can motivate you. And
Definitely.
you can, what I really liked was to divide the parts of the puzzle. So you can really look for parts that are easy for you or that you're good in puzzling. And my partner I had was like a really good counterpart for me, because what I didn't like much did he like, and that was great. That was amazing. So if you have the right team, the right partner, it's like a plus, and I love that, like the synergy between us. And it was so much fun because you can also like talk to each other and help each other. So yeah.
Yeah, absolutely agree. It's really cool if you can, separate the tasks in a way that everyone does the things that they enjoy. So this is say a win-win for all sides. And I also like the chatting that's going on in the beginning of a teams or pairs competition. Like it just fills the room with a bit more energy compared to the individuals. Yeah. Do you intend to participate in team competitions in the future, maybe?
Yeah, I will be at the Swiss Nationals again this year, single, pair, and team. I would love to go to the Worlds, but as you can see, I have like a little one in my team too. So I have to wait maybe another 1 or 2 years to do that. But here in Switzerland, it's really great. We are all connected with each other, or most of the speed puzzles are connected to each other. So we meet up, we do puzzle swaps, we do practices together. And I really enjoy that. So I'll do more team and pair puzzling this year than last year, but unfortunately, or not more like competitions than last year. Yeah, but the time will come. So yeah.
But it can also be a lot of fun just to be at meetups and do team puzzling there, right? Doesn't have to be a competition necessarily. It's also enjoyable, casually, or even speed puzzling without the context of a competition.
Definitely, yes.
Yeah, cool. Well, do you have any ideas on like how to strategize in a pair or a team, or did you just try to figure it out as you go?
It depends on the partner. With my last partner, we didn't have like a strategy before we started. We just said to each other that we will look at the puzzle and everybody says what he feels like easy to start with, he or she. And we did really well with that strategy. But with my new partner for next year, we try to also strategize with the edge, with sorting the puzzle pieces, because that was like a little mess with my other partner. We were like, hands were all going over and under each other. So we try to find like a better strategy to be faster with that and more efficient. Yes.
Yeah, makes sense. This is also something that takes a bit of practice, the piece management, and I think that is something that gets better if you puzzle with the same partner a bit more often, because then you get a feeling of, okay, what is the organization type of the other person.
Yeah, and you get to know each other really well, so you already know how, or you can already assume how your partner is reacting to the puzzle, to the image, to the pieces, to the adrenaline. Yes. You get used to each other. That's really cool.
Yeah. And do you train in pairs also, or are you mostly focusing on the solo training?
Mostly on the solo training, but we also do pair practices. My pair partner lives close by, so we can meet up. We also did some jigsaw jams together. I think the last 2 pair competitions, or the last, yeah, we did 2 pair competitions. The one with the sewing machine, the 1,000-piece, and the last one, this beautiful like sunset puzzle. Yeah. So, and we're intending to participate in some more pair practices online, and also to meet up to practice together. Yes.
Yeah, cool. I also was in this the sewing machine jigsaw jam with my pairs partner. That was a really fun puzzle, I think.
Yeah, and it was perfect for pairs. It was.
Yeah.
We loved it. Yes, it's a beautiful puzzle.
Yeah, and I think it was a 1,000-piece puzzle, right?
Yeah.
Do you have any preference there when it comes to the like 1,000 or 500 when it comes to pairs? Because I think in the pairs competitions, there's like you have to be able to manage both.
Yeah, actually, I like the 1,000-piece puzzles more than the 500s, because the 500s, I feel like you need some time to get into a flow situation with your partner. And with the 500s, you're already done when you start to feel the flow. So I love the 1,000-piece puzzle because you could really enjoy that flow feeling. And yeah, it's like you have to be more into the strategy because it's bigger, and you could lose like concentration, and but yeah, I really did like the 1,000-piece puzzle. I only did 2,000 pieces as a pair, one in the competition last year on the Swiss Nationals, and one like now with the EJJ. So I'm looking forward to the next 1,000-piece pair puzzle competition. Yeah.
Yeah. I think for me personally, it's the same. It's more because it's more like an endurance test with the 1,000-piece puzzles. The 500-piece puzzles can be over so quickly as a pair, especially on the higher end on the competitions. You see like times sometimes under 20 minutes, and this is just crazy. It's like the competition is almost over before it started. Yeah, so maybe that means at some point.
Yeah, and all the pairs are more closer together. Like the times are so close to each other. Finishing up with the 500s. With 1,000s, it's like you have, I don't know, it's not like done, but you have like more time in between the pairs. So it really shows if your strategy works, and not if you already have done the puzzle or if you just got lucky. I don't know. Yes.
Yeah, it's also very hard, I imagine, for the organizers of a live competition. Like if you have pairs finishing like 10 pairs within 1 minute, it's very, very difficult to keep track on everyone's exact timing. And yeah, it might be hard if or a really, really bad feeling if you are somebody who finished but just didn't get noticed by the judges somehow. So
it was kind of crazy at the Swiss Nationals. The first round was with the 500 at pairs, and it was a Schmidt, the one in Amsterdam with the bikes in the front, and the finals was a 1,000-piece puzzle, crazy one with candy and lots of colors, and yeah, it was so fast the first round, you couldn't really enjoy it because. Yeah, like you said, you started and you were done, or the first one was done when you were started. So yeah, but it's still cool with the 500 pieces. So
yeah, but it was still the same thing in the German nationals with in the final round pairs. We also had like I think 15, 20 finishers within 2 minutes or something. It was crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed the puzzle today.
Yeah, thank you very much. I enjoyed it very much. Yes, it was one of my favorites so far.
Cool.
Yeah,
congratulations again for your 3rd place. Very impressive.
Yeah, that was great,
Thank you.
Catherine, and thank you. We won't keep you anymore from your kids, but
It's okay.
you've got
Thank
mum
you.
duties. But yeah, amazing you squeezed in a puzzle competition before bedtime. So
Yes.
great. Well, we'll yeah, hope to see you again sometime. Thanks a lot, Catherine.
Thank you, and good luck to everyone still puzzling.
Good night.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah, so I'm really happy. We're on a roll now. We've got waves of puzzlers coming in, finishing their puzzles. So really happy to see that. Jessica's just finished. Mooney has just got a handful of pieces left. And yeah, looking really good there.
Yeah, we see also a very on Maria's screen, very good puzzling pairs partner.
And Mooney is done.
Congratulations.
Yeah, and Maria TV's cat is enjoying being in the spotlight. Great. Yeah, so let's so Aiden came back. So yeah, Aiden, you can yeah, come back and join us, and congrats on first place for a second time.
Hi.
Hello.
Second place, no?
Second, I think.
Sorry, what did I say? Let's roll up again. First was Stephanie. True, it was Stephanie K who was first. My apologies. First was Stephanie K, second place to Aiden, and third to Catherine. Yeah, so tell us what you thought of the puzzle tonight.
I really liked it. I think it's a beautiful image. It was difficult but fun.
And which I mean, you did really well at the beginning. You went for all the big flowers and then left the background towards the end. So that was your strategies to do like the big chunks first?
Yeah, I started with the dark pinks. That was good, but after that I really struggled to find like the right way to go on. So I tried to do the like pale pinks, but there were three flowers with pale pink and I couldn't really. So then I had all of those pieces in front of me, and then I did some yellow and I did some background, and there was like a time there where I really struggled to not be just messy. So I didn't really have a strategy that worked out. Really looking forward to doing this puzzle again and trying something different. Yeah.
So with the Schmidt puzzle that you won with the other day, that one you had done before. Had you done this puzzle before too?
No, never.
Had you ever seen it before?
No. And I've never done anything that's similar either, like these watercolor kind of things. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's great. Then that was a first attempt, and yeah, you got a really good time with that. Yeah, so Jorn probably has some questions for you about team puzzling.
Yeah, of course. Do you have any experience team puzzling, Aiden?
No, I've never puzzled in a team before.
Is this something that you would be interested in at all?
I signed up for teams for like Swiss Nationals this year, but I don't have a team, so I signed up as like a solo player, and they put you together in teams. So I haven't met the other people yet, so we'll see how that goes. But that will be my first like experience puzzling in a team.
Interesting. So you can sign up as like a solo person, and then they will just be assigned to a team. Is this how it works?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, interesting. And do you have a chance to meet your team before the competition?
I hope so. The competition is in September, and they haven't like emailed us yet. So I really hope that they'll give us some time to at least meet up once and train, because otherwise it will be so messy.
Yeah, it can be difficult if you see each other for the first time in the competition. Yeah, I can imagine that. Yeah, but I think this is actually a pretty cool way to bring people together, even though it might be, a bit tricky or stressful if you don't know who you get assigned to. But I haven't heard of this approach before. I think in Germany we have to figure it out ourselves.
Well, actually, I did it in Trier, and I put you in a team, Jörn. Did you forget?
Yeah, that's right. I'm sorry.
Because you came with your pair Maren, and we had lots of people who were coming as either individually or as a pair, and then whoever was left towards the end, I then allocated into teams. I made up at least 3 teams, but your team worked really well because you won the competition.
Yeah, I was thinking about the German nationals, but you're absolutely right. Of course, in the Trier event, you put some teams together as well. Yeah, and yeah, it worked out very well. It was also really cool. We got to know each other on that day of the competition. But as I said, it worked out quite well. So sometimes you get lucky and you can be put into a team with awesome people who you are matching up with pretty well.
Good to hear. Yeah.
So of course, maybe you don't have that much experience with team puzzling. Have you had some opportunities to pair puzzle?
Yeah, I have a pair partner, my sister, and we've competed in some EJJs and at Swiss Nationals last year. So, yeah.
Cool. And how did this go for you? Do you have any sort of tactics going into a competition in the pair?
I really like puzzling with her because, she likes all the things I don't like, so we match up really well. So usually we can look at an image and just know who'll do what first, because I like sky and gradients, and she likes flowers, which I don't actually like real flowers, not like painted flowers, but real flowers and plants and trees, and that's just her thing. So usually we can just look at the image and separate it out real well. So that's cool.
Yeah, that's along the lines of also what Katrin said earlier, that you can really play to each other's strengths in a pairs or a team environment.
Yeah.
Do you live together with your sister still, or
no? So we have to find times to meet up.
I see. Yeah, this is something that many people mentioned in the question, that it's difficult to find the time. But how often do you manage to puzzle together, if I may ask?
Maybe once a month, or like if we sign up for a competition, we try to find a date beforehand to train. And we're also planning to meet up a bit more in the summer before nationals, so we can train a bit more. But it really depends on schedules, and sometimes we want to meet up and do something different. So yeah.
Sure. Yeah. So not every part of life is about puzzling.
Unfortunately not.
Yeah, cool. And do you have other events that you might attend, or are you focusing fully on the Swiss Nationals?
I'm focusing on nationals this year. Yeah.
Yeah. There are lots of competitions that are popping up, right? We have the European Championships also, and then also more and more smaller local events. So that it can even get a bit much if you attend many events. So yeah, it might also be a good way to say, okay, this is my focus right now.
Yeah, I mean, if something local pops up, I will try to go, but sometimes if it's further away, it's different. It's difficult to find the time, and I'm all out of vacation days this year, so
yeah. I can imagine. For me also, it's difficult because there are not really competitions close by. So when I travel, it's almost always a day of traveling, then competition, then a day of traveling. But maybe in the future this will get a bit better with local competitions. Are there actually many local competitions or puzzling events going on in Switzerland?
I'm really the wrong person to ask. I'm not really like networked with other people. So if I hear about something, it's almost always by coincidence. I know there's something like in central Switzerland soon, but to get there is really like difficult. So I'm not going.
Okay.
But other than that, I really don't know about local stuff. But I hope like in the future that there will be some more events coming up. Or maybe there are and somebody will tell me in the future so I can go. Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have some sort of community like puzzle association or organized I don't know, forums or Instagram groups or Discord or something like that where you can
Not
meet
that I
people?
know of. Like there might be, but I don't know about any of that. Because I'm not really on social media. So
I see.
I have a question, Aidan. So the Swiss
Yeah.
Championship was using Schmidt puzzles.
Yeah.
Are you a big fan of Schmidt puzzles? How was that for you? Did you train a lot with Schmidt puzzles beforehand? Were they familiar to you?
I knew of them beforehand. I had done some bigger ones. And I really like their quality. Like they're really good to do and they really stick together well. But I don't like most of their images. So they have a lot of busy puzzles and illustrations, and that's not really my thing. I prefer like landscapes.
You like photos?
Yeah, photos and landscapes and things like that.
Okay.
So,
So you get on well with them, you like the piece cut and the quality, but just the images are not necessarily your favorite. Yeah, they do have
exactly.
They're very strong on the illustrations. I think I was looking at the catalog recently and they do have they have a really big selection of illustrations. But yeah, so then what is your favorite brand or what do you have the most of?
Ravensburger. Like before I started speed puzzling, I almost only did Ravensburger and only other brands if I found it in like a secondhand store or somebody gifted it to me. But if I went out to buy puzzles, it was always Ravensburger. And I still like them best, but I have started like doing EJJs and with that started buying other brands and now I like both of them.
So what other brands have you tried recently that you enjoyed?
What was it? Should look at my like stack of puzzles because now I can't think of anything. Let me check my list. I really can't think of anything right now. Sorry.
That's okay, no problem. Yeah, well, you're so the two Swiss people on the podium tonight. So that's really fantastic. And your second time on the podium. So yeah, congratulations. And yeah, we'll see you again sometime soon, I hope. Maybe doing pairs with your sister.
Yeah, maybe we couldn't like the next few pairs competitions didn't work out for us.
But do you know that there's also we also have a flex competition for the first time. So that's for pairs who can't do it on the day that's allocated, that you can also record your video in advance. That's for a 1,000 piece puzzle.
Oh, yeah, we need to talk about that.
Yeah, so you can consider that.
Thanks for the info, yeah.
All right. Well, thanks so much, Aidan. And yeah, Have a good evening.
Thank you. Yeah, thanks. You too.
Thanks and congratulations
Bye.
again.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye. So, all right. So we have got 9 minutes left. And yeah, we still have quite a few people puzzling, but we have a lot of people who've finished, which is really fantastic. And Annetta has about 10 pieces left. Amy as well. And I'm just going to add some others to the screen.
There seems to be a bit of a gap still in the puzzle, so maybe there are some more. There we go. Yeah, it's really cool to see that the list of done messages has actually really gotten longer throughout the interview time. So congratulations to everyone who managed to finish this puzzle so far. This is a really tricky one, and I think, yeah, it's a great feat to manage to assemble this that quickly.
And Aijalin has done, well done, great. Oh, and Amy as well, just within seconds of each other. So yeah, we're looking for, so last 8 minutes, I mean, you've already been puzzling for almost 2 hours. So just, keep up that motivation and keep up those spirits a bit longer. So just a reminder, I am giving away 3 vouchers to my shop for 3 participants, regardless of where they place. I'm just going to choose random from any placement between 4 and last. And yeah, we want to see everyone give their best for the next 7 minutes. Go, 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 everyone. You can do this.
Every piece counts. Now it's time for the last stretch. Give it all.
Yeah, so Stefan's also looking good. He's just got 20 pieces left. We've got those light pieces on the light background. Taya is working on the background. And Lena Buck is doing her familiar strategy where she pulls, she has all the pieces in a circular plate next to her with a rim, and then she just pulls out the pieces that she's working on, keeping her workspace really tidy there.
Yeah, I think they might all be able to finish. It's hard to tell. Tasia has quite a few pieces left. Yeah, but we will see how many of them she can still put in.
Yeah, and so for those who are finished, if you are not, if you would like to continue listening to the live stream, please log out of the meeting and just hop over to YouTube, and that way we can just keep track better of those who are still puzzling. And please write a comment in the chat as well, what you thought of the puzzle. So I see that we already have some messages there from some feedback from the participants, Jörn.
You mean on the YouTube live chat?
Yes.
Yeah, it's a bit tricky for me to see exactly who was participating. Yeah, but I see mostly good comments about the puzzle itself when it comes to the image. So yeah, it's a pretty image. Definitely with those watercolor flowers. Yeah, seems to be liked by most people.
All right, Stefan's got the last pieces. He's in the pose, ready to pounce on that done button. Just get those last ones in. Good job, Stefan. All right.
Yeah, congratulations. Yeah, I can imagine after 1 hour or almost 2 hours of puzzling, it's probably pretty exhausting working on such a difficult puzzle. I mean, I've also done it before. I know that can be pretty draining, but also quite a relief to be able to finish this.
Yeah, and as I said, so the next batch of puzzles, the ones that we sold a few weeks ago, there are a lot more, well, let's say a lot less challenging puzzles. So, I mean, we have in the last batch, we've had the octopus, the lionfish, winter bunny, and now the flowers. So, but don't lose hope. The next ones are more fun. and I have been doing them already, so I do have a lot of good times with those ones coming up. But yeah, we haven't had, I'm trying to think. I don't think we've done flowers before in the EJJ. Yeah, at least not that I can remember, something like this. Have you done many flowery puzzles like of this style? With water, have you done any watercolor images? Or what do you think in general of watercolor paintings?
Honestly, for puzzling, not a bigger fan, because it's very tricky to most of the time it's the color differences are very subtle, and I tend to struggle with that. I prefer like bright and distinct colors on the images, and we do have a few standout colors here, but I think where it gets really difficult is in the on the flowers, which have like almost the same color or only a slight gradient, and I tend to struggle with those situations. So I think this would not have been a good puzzle for me personally.
Yeah, I mean, my first impression was that it was a really pretty image. I guess that's what drew my attention to it, because we haven't had kind of a similar image to this, and so I did think, oh, it would be all right because there are, it's a bright image. It's not, there's a lot of images out there that are quite dark, but this one seemed bright and cheery enough. It was just that once I got down to it, that so many pieces looked similar, and there were, multiple flowers with the same color spread out over the image, which made it quite tricky.
It makes sense to have a good variety on the competitions, right? So it makes sense if there hasn't been anything like that before in the Jigsaw Jams to choose this, because there needs to be. I feel like there needs to be all sorts of different puzzles in competitions, not only illustrations or not only paintings or not only like landscapes. I feel like there needs to be a mix so that it's not only that it wouldn't get monotonous, but also I think a good puzzler should be able to work with any sort of image that they can get.
Yeah, I always try to learn like a lesson from a puzzle, and with this one, like it helped me to like kind of differentiate between like the larger section of the puzzle and to differentiate that with the background, but also like doing the edges of the flowers. I also learned that starting in the middle of the flowers, it's easy, like if it's a different color, like if you have a yellow center compared to the petals, but then trying to work outwards from that is a lot trickier, and then to rather focus on the outside of the petals, the outlines, and then try to narrow it in. So I think it's always good to try different styles and to see what you can learn from that, because something like this could pop up at a future competition. All right, we've got 30 seconds to go, guys, so just put in a few more pieces. Sabina,
last stretch.
Oh, come just on. The last pieces. Oh, Daniela can make it. Oh, come on, guys. So just find another couple of pieces. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Stop. Hands up, everybody.
Wow, that was the last second finish.
Oh, Daniela got in. Yes, Daniela got in there. Oh, wow.
Congratulations. Really well done.
Oh, well, you can be super happy with that one, sliding in there before the clock. Oh, well done. All right, everyone. Whatever you have left, you can put in count up. It helps to put them into little piles of 10. Anything that's 3 pieces or more connected counts as built, and you can keep it like that. You can keep that. And then you can write your leftover pieces in the chat. Yeah, so Tammy says they have a lot of flowery images at the US Nationals. Yeah, so that's what I was thinking. Like the first puzzle that came out of the bag was, what is it, the Capitol or one of the famous buildings surrounded by cherry blossoms. There was also like a florist or a market stall that was just a whole bunch of flower pots and flowers. So yeah, Jessica and Tammy have a lot of experience with flowers recently. So I hope you enjoyed you liked the puzzle and enjoyed it, even if it was trickier. And yeah, as Johan says, there's no shame in not finishing. We've all had to do it. We've all had to count pieces. All right, so Johan, so I'd love to know what's next for your team.
So we are going to be in Siegen in May at the Puzzle Blitz that is organized by Fuji, and we are going to participate in the Teams event there. And then we will go to the European Championships. So we are probably not going to make Worlds this year, but we decided to try the European Championships in Hungary and see how that's going. And then we are also planning to attend the team marathon in November in Munich. But we couldn't, the applications are not open yet. So, and we're also still, making sure that we have the right extra team members.
Oh yeah, so when you need extra team members, you already know people from your area, or you've puzzled with them before, because you have more team members in a marathon than you do at a regular competition.
So by now we know a couple of people in the community, and then we just try to reach out to people and see who is available and who might be a good fit to attend the event.
Yeah, I think that's also an advantage of once you've been in a few teams, like you have like a list of like numbers that you can like, okay, so there's this event coming up, who has time? And then you can ask your group, and then from those who've got time, you end up having different combinations, but you also tend to kind of get the same people who come back again, and there's always some new people hopping in, so your circle of puzzlers gets wider. Yeah,
and also if there's like communities like Discords, we see that on the Puzzleverein Discord server, there are already exchanges of people searching for teams. I think it's also cool that what Aiden explained, that there's the option to just put people together in the competition automatically, so that if people don't really want to reach out for other puzzlers to join a team, that they have the option to still participate.
Yeah, so that's actually something that Fuji and I will be doing at our upcoming competition that we're organizing in Trier. So that's going to be a marathon, so a 10-hour marathon on Sunday, the 17th of August. That will be in Trier. And the way that it's going to be, rather than paying for one ticket for a team, everybody pays individually for themselves. So that way, even if you don't know anyone and you've never been to a competition before, you can still buy a ticket, and you can be part of the marathon, and you have time until August to either find yourself a team through social media, through the association or some other channels. And if you don't find someone, then towards maybe 3 or 4 weeks before, then I'll do a call out, and anyone who hasn't got a team yet can write to me, and then I'll put together the other people into teams. So yeah, that worked out before when I did that at Trier with the regular 4-person team for a 1,000-piece puzzle. But we also want to offer that opportunity as well, that no one feels like, oh, I'd love to take part in a competition like that, but either my friends don't have time or I don't know anyone who else is going, that they can still participate and have that experience.
Yeah, I think this is a really good way to do it, because what happens with a lot of the other marathon events in particular is that they get sold out very early, very quickly. So if you don't already have a full team that you can sign up for it right when they open, you have no chance of joining, or a very low chance of joining. So I think to give everyone the opportunity, even if they don't have a team yet, to just say, hey, I would like to sign up as a person. I think this is a really good way to open up also for people who might not be that immediately connected to other puzzles yet.
I see Richard nodding his head. So just with those marathons, it's crazy. They literally open the sales at midnight, and like at, I don't know, 5 or 10 minutes past midnight, the tickets are gone, and it's just one ticket per team. So if people are like a few weeks before, like still trying to find a team, like, or who's going, who has time, then there's like wondering, and then it's like, okay, opportunity is gone, and it's like too late. But yeah, so we hope to offer that and see some other people come to TRIA and give it a go. Yeah, so I think we have everybody's piece counts in the chat, and so I just want to thank, has everyone, maybe Dora still has to write her amount, but yeah, everybody did a great job. Everybody stuck there the whole time. They did their best, and we even had some really fast time, so I'm really pleased with that. And thank you, Ewan, for joining me for your first co-hosting of the Euro Jigsaw Jam.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so we didn't actually get to commentate together at the Nationals. We were allocated to different slots, but I really enjoyed the experience and really appreciate your company tonight. So thanks very much, and bringing all your perspective on the team puzzling.
Yeah, thanks, and it was great fun to talk about it.
Great, and thanks everyone for participating, and also to those who are on YouTube. Oh, SJ says we're hoping to go to TRIA. Yes, please come. That would be amazing. All right, thanks a lot, everyone, and see you next time. And don't forget, keep your wrapping papers and come up with something creative for next time. Right, bye everyone.
Goodbye.